Have you ever felt like you're pouring everything into a relationship? Your energy, your emotions, your very essence, only to be met with less than you deserve? Does it seem like the harder you try, the more he takes you for granted, as if your love has become something ordinary, something expected? Brave women, let me ask you, what if the secret to capturing his heart and respect wasn't in doing more, saying more, or giving more, but in mastering the art of doing less, saying less, and instead, being more? Here's the truth. The most captivating women aren't the loudest, nor are they the most dramatic. They're the ones who radiate strength and confidence in their silence, who know how to harness the power of their presence. This is the essence of Dark Stoic Psychology, a fusion of ancient wisdom and the sharp edge of modern understanding. It's about cultivating emotional mastery, understanding the deeper workings of male psychology, and learning how to create a magnetic pull that makes him chase you, admire you, and value you like never before. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine standing in the middle of a chaotic storm, not with panic, not with noise, but with calm, unshakable confidence. While others flail and scream for control, you remain grounded, your energy commanding attention without a single word. That's the kind of energy that draws men to you, not out of obligation or habit, but out of sheer admiration and intrigue. As Marcus Aurelius said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. What color are your thoughts painting your relationships right now? Are they chaotic and desperate, or deliberate and powerful? Dark Stoic Psychology teaches us this. You don't need to chase him to make him stay. You need to step back and become the woman he cannot afford to lose. Men are wired to respond to mystery, calm confidence, and unwavering self-respect. By mastering the principles of Stoicism, you not only learn how to control your emotions, but also how to influence his, silently, effortlessly, and profoundly. Think about it. Every time you over-explain yourself, seek validation, or give too much too soon, you hand him the power. But every time you choose to hold back, embrace strategic silence, and set unshakable boundaries, you reclaim that power. When you embody the principles of Dark Stoic Psychology, you're no longer the woman who waits for him to act right. You're the woman who compels him to rise to your level. So here's your challenge. Are you ready to stop overgiving and start commanding? Are you ready to step into your power, to become the woman who doesn't chase, but attracts effortlessly? In the next few minutes, I'll show you how to master the subtle, silent moves that will transform the way men see you. But before we dive deeper, claim your power now. Comment, "I am unstoppable," below, and let the world know the strength you're stepping into today. If this resonates with you, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and join a community of brave women reclaiming their worth. Your journey to power begins here. Let's take the first step together. Number 1, stop overgiving and make him crave your presence. Brave women, let me ask you this. How many times have you found yourself giving and giving, pouring your soul into a relationship, only to feel like your efforts are unnoticed, unappreciated, or worse, taken for granted? Do you ever wonder why the more you give, the less he seems to value you? Here's the reality most women don't realize. Overgiving doesn't make a man cherish you. It makes him comfortable, complacent, and indifferent. But what if I told you that the key to making him crave your presence isn't in giving more, but in giving less? This is where Dark Stoic Psychology comes into play, a blend of ancient wisdom and modern understanding that puts the power back into your hands. It's about mastering your energy, reclaiming your worth, and becoming the kind of woman a man cannot ignore. Because the truth is, when you give too much, you drown out your own value. But when you step back, when you give strategically and intentionally, you create a magnetic force that pulls him toward you like gravity. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine a roaring fire in the wilderness, its flames captivating and alive. Now imagine pouring water over it. Too much, too fast. What happens? The fire dims, struggles, and eventually fades. That's what happens when you overgive in a relationship. Your constant availability, your endless efforts to please, smother the spark of desire and curiosity. But when you give him just enough warmth to feel the heat without extinguishing the mystery, you fan the flames of intrigue. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. The same applies to relationships. If you operate from a place of desperation or overcompensation, you send a message that you don't value yourself. But when you embrace the teachings of Dark Stoic Psychology, the art of controlling what you give and when, you send a powerful message. I am not here to overextend myself. I am here to be valued. You might wonder, won't stepping back make him lose interest? On the contrary, brave women, stepping back, creates a space that he will feel compelled to fill. Men are biologically wired to value what they must work for. When you stop overgiving, you shift the dynamic. He begins to notice your absence, to miss the warmth of your energy. Suddenly, he's the one wondering how to win your time and attention. Remember, brave women, Dark Stoic Psychology is not about manipulation. It's about mastery of your emotions, your boundaries, and your worth. When you stop giving out of fear and start giving out of intention, you reclaim your power. He will feel it, he will see it, and he will respond. Think of it like a beautiful piece of art. The more accessible it is, the less people value it. But place it behind glass, make it rare, and suddenly it becomes a treasure. You, brave woman, are the treasure. Stop acting like you're common when you were born to be extraordinary. So, how do you start? Begin by creating space in the relationship. Don't respond to every text instantly. Don't cancel your plans to accommodate him. Prioritize your life, your goals, and your happiness. When he sees that your world doesn't revolve around him, he'll be drawn to your independence, your strength, your undeniable value. Next, embrace the silence. Resist the urge to fill every moment with words or actions. As Dark Stoic Psychology teaches, silence is power. It's in the quiet moments that men feel your absence, and it's in your absence that they begin to crave your presence. Brave women, this isn't about playing games. It's about resetting the balance. It's about showing him that you are not just a giver. You are a receiver, too. When he starts to rise to meet you, to appreciate your value, he becomes the man who runs after you, not the other way around. But here's the challenge. Are you ready to stop overgiving? Are you ready to let go of the fear that you're not enough and step into the truth that you are more than enough? Write this in the comments. I am the fire he cannot extinguish. Let the world know you are reclaiming your power today. If this resonates with you, give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and join a community of brave women rewriting the rules of love and respect. Your journey to reclaiming your worth has just begun, and the next strategy we'll explore will take your power to the next level. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it. Number 2, command respect by setting boundaries. He can't ignore. Brave women, let me ask you something powerful. Have you ever found yourself constantly bending, compromising, and sacrificing, all to keep the peace or make him happy, only to feel like your efforts go unnoticed, or worse, disrespected? Does it ever feel like the more you give, the less he values you? What if I told you that the key to earning his deepest respect lies not in giving more, but in standing firm, in drawing a line in the sand that says, "This is who I am, and this is what I deserve." This is where Dark Stoic Psychology becomes your greatest ally. Boundaries are not barriers. They're declarations of self-worth. They are the quiet, powerful statements that tell a man, "I respect myself enough to expect the same from you." Men instinctively respect what they must work for and cherish what is not easily attained. If you keep giving without limits, you risk becoming invisible in his eyes. But when you set boundaries with clarity and grace, you become the woman he cannot afford to lose. Imagine this: a powerful fortress, its gates not closed to the world, but guarded with purpose. Inside lies treasure, but only those who prove themselves worthy may enter. That fortress is you, and your boundaries are those gates. Without them, anyone can walk in and take what they please. But with them, only those who respect your value will gain access to your heart. This isn't about playing games. It's about protecting your peace, your time, and your dignity. Stoicism teaches us to master ourselves, not others. You can't control how a man responds to your boundaries, but you can control your decision to set them and uphold them. When you embrace Dark Stoic Psychology, you're not just commanding respect. You're shifting the dynamics of the relationship in your favor. Men value women who value themselves. This is an unshakable truth. If you let him cross every line, he'll keep crossing. But if you firmly and calmly hold your ground, he'll step back and start to see you differently, as a woman who is not just desirable, but irreplaceable. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. What if I lose him? Brave women, let me tell you this: if a man walks away because you set a boundary, then he was never worth your time to begin with. Boundaries don't chase away the right man. They repel the wrong ones. A man who genuinely values you will rise to meet your standards because he knows that you're a rare woman who values herself first. Let's address another question that may be running through your mind. How do I set boundaries without seeming cold or harsh? Here's the secret. Boundaries are not ultimatums. They are an act of love, first for yourself, and then for the relationship. For example, instead of saying, "You never prioritize me, and I'm tired of it," say, "I feel most connected when we make time for each other, and I need that to feel fulfilled in this relationship." Notice the shift. You're not demanding. You're asserting your needs with calm confidence. And here's the magic. When you state your boundaries with clarity and grace, you show him what it means to communicate with emotional intelligence. This doesn't just command respect, it inspires it. As Epictetus, a great Stoic philosopher, said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When you master your boundaries, you master your power, and that mastery is magnetic. Let me share something you may not have realized. Men respect what they can't easily conquer. when you let go of the fear of upsetting him and instead focus on honoring yourself, you step into a power he cannot ignore. Boundaries are not limitations. They're invitations for him to meet you where you deserve to be met. By embodying the principles of Dark Stoic Psychology, you're not pushing him away. You're pulling him toward a higher level of connection, one built on mutual respect and admiration. Think about this. Every time you say yes to something that makes you uncomfortable, you're saying no to yourself. But every time you set a boundary, you're reminding yourself and him that you're a woman who knows her worth. And trust me, a man who truly values you will respect you more for it. He'll step up, not because you forced him to, but because he sees that your respect for yourself leaves no room for mediocrity. So here's your challenge. Are you ready to step into your power and draw the lines that define your worth? Start now. Drop the phrase, "I respect myself first," in the comments, and declare your commitment to becoming the woman who commands respect without asking for it. If this resonates with you, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more strategies rooted in Dark Stoic Psychology. Tools to help you not just understand him, but transform the way he sees and values you. Number 3, speak without words and let your silence influence him. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you say, how deeply you express your feelings, or how carefully you choose your words, it just doesn't seem to resonate with him? Brave women, let me tell you something profound. It's not the loudest voice that holds the most power. It's the silence, the calm, the unshakable presence that speaks louder than any words ever could. What if I told you that in the quiet spaces, in the pauses and the unspoken, lies the true power to influence him and make him see you as the extraordinary woman you are? Let's be clear. Men aren't wired the same way women are. They don't respond to over-explaining, pleading, or endless conversations about feelings. Instead, they're captivated by mystery, confidence, and what I call Dark Stoic Psychology, the art of mastering yourself in such a way that your energy alone shifts the dynamic between you. This isn't about manipulation. It's about stepping into your power, understanding male psychology, and using your silence to communicate what words never could. Picture this. You walk into a room where he is. You don't rush to greet him or fill the air with chatter. Instead, you move with purpose, your presence radiating calm confidence. Your eyes meet his briefly, intentionally, and then you return to your own space, completely at ease. He's watching you now, drawn not by what you've said, but by the unspoken message. I am here. I am whole. And I am unshakable. That, my brave women, is the kind of silent energy that lingers in his mind long after you've left the room. There's a reason why ancient philosophers like Epictetus believed that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Silence is your reaction, your refusal to overreact or overcompensate. It is the ultimate display of self-control, and it's magnetic. When you resist the urge to explain yourself or fill the quiet with unnecessary words, you show him that your value is intrinsic. You don't need validation, and you certainly don't need to chase. But you might wonder, what if he doesn't understand me? Won't silence create distance? Here's the truth. Silence isn't about shutting him out. It's about inviting him in, on your terms. Silence, when paired with intention, compels him to pay attention. It allows him to notice the subtleties of your body language, your energy, and the strength behind your calm. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches us that silence isn't absence, it's presence amplified. Let's dig deeper into how silence influences male psychology. Men are naturally drawn to what they can't immediately figure out. The less you reveal, the more space you give him to wonder, to interpret, and to pursue. Think of it as a dance. Your silence is the step back that forces him to step forward. It's the pause in the melody that makes the next note even more powerful. This isn't playing games. This is understanding the primal nature of attraction. Imagine a moment of conflict. He says something hurtful or dismissive, expecting an immediate reaction. Instead, you pause, you take a breath, you meet his gaze, unshaken, and say nothing. That's silence. It's louder than any argument. It's a declaration of your strength and emotional mastery. In that moment, you're teaching him something crucial. You are not a woman who can be rattled. You are a woman who commands respect. Silence isn't about passive submission. It's about active control. It's about choosing your words and actions with precision. When you master this, you become the woman he can't stop thinking about. Why? Because silence is rare. In a world where everyone is vying for attention, your ability to hold back sets you apart. It shows him you're not like the rest. You're a brave woman who knows her worth and refuses to beg for his attention. So, how do you begin? Start small. The next time you're tempted to explain yourself, don't. The next time there's an awkward pause, let it hang. The next time he's waiting for your reaction, give him your calm instead. As the ancient Stoics taught, control your emotions, and you control the situation. Brave women, this is your power, the ability to speak volumes without uttering a single word. Comment, "My silence is my power," below, and claim this strength for yourself. If you felt the shift in energy just by reading this, imagine what will happen when you begin practicing it. Give this video a like if you're ready to embrace the power of silence, and subscribe for more strategies that will elevate your relationships and your life. The next move we're diving into will unlock even more secrets of Dark Stoic Psychology and take your power to the next level. Stay with me. Your transformation is just beginning. Number 4, use strategic distance to make him pursue you relentlessly. Have you ever felt like the more effort you put into a relationship, the more it slips through your fingers? You call, you text, you bend over backward to show him how much you care, yet somehow he seems to pull away, leaving you questioning everything. Brave women, let me ask you this. What if the key to turning the tables wasn't in trying harder, but in stepping back? What if the power to make him pursue you relentlessly lies in mastering Dark Stoic Psychology, the art of strategic distance? Here's a truth most women overlook. Men don't value what's always available. It's not because they don't care. It's because human nature is wired to desire what feels slightly out of reach. When you're constantly accessible, his mind subconsciously places you in a box labeled predictable. And predictability, my fierce women, is the enemy of desire. As the ancient Stoics taught, if you want control, begin with controlling yourself. This principle applies perfectly here, because in relationships, distance is not about manipulation. It's about creating space for your value to shine. Picture this. You're a precious gem, glittering with brilliance. But if you hand yourself over too easily, you risk being treated like a pebble. Now imagine that same gem displayed behind velvet ropes, with just enough allure to make someone lean in. intrigued and determined to get closer. That's what strategic distance does. It creates a magnetic pull. By stepping back with intention, you give him the room to lean forward and invest in you. This isn't about playing games. It's about rewiring the dynamic so that he sees you as the woman he cannot afford to lose. But won't he lose interest if I pull away? You might be asking. That's the voice of doubt, and I want you to silence it now. A man who genuinely values you will not lose interest when you step back. He will wake up. Strategic distance taps into his psychology, reigniting his instinct to pursue. When you master Dark Stoic Psychology, you're no longer chasing, you're commanding. And that's the energy that makes him rethink his priorities. Think about it. When was the last time you allowed him to miss you? When was the last time you prioritized your own life, your passions, your ambitions, without making him the center of your world? Men are wired to admire independence. When you cultivate your own space, your own joy, you're not just pulling back, you're creating an aura of mystery and strength that he can't resist. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life." Your freedom, your ability to thrive without him, becomes the very thing that draws him closer. Here's how it works. Instead of answering every text within seconds, take your time. Instead of dropping everything to be with him, keep your commitments to yourself. Respect your own boundaries, and he will learn to respect them too. This is not about neglecting him. It's about showing him that your time is valuable, that you are valuable. Men respect what they have to earn, and strategic distance reminds him that your presence is a privilege, not a given. Think of it as creating an emotional equilibrium. Right now, if you're over-investing, the balance is tilted. Strategic distance brings that balance back, signaling that you are not just a giver, but someone who also expects reciprocity. It's not coldness. It's power. It's saying, "I see my worth, and I expect you to rise to meet it." Some women might fear that stepping back means losing control, but in truth, it's the opposite. Dark Stoic Psychology is about mastering your own emotions first. You control what you give, when you give it, and how much access he has to you. That deliberate control is intoxicating to a man. He will start to wonder, why isn't she texting me back immediately? What's she doing that's more important than me? And in that wondering, his desire grows. The more he feels the space, the more he realizes he doesn't want to lose you. Let me remind you of this. A man who truly values you won't walk away when you assert your independence. If anything, he will chase you harder because your strength inspires him. The wrong man might drift. But isn't it better to lose someone who doesn't truly see your worth? As Stoicism teaches, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, my fierce and brilliant women, here's your challenge. Take one step back. Reclaim your time, your energy, and your passions. Let him come to you, not because you've manipulated him, but because your radiant strength and intentional distance compel him to. Trust me, this shift will change everything. If this resonates with you, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more strategies to elevate your relationships and yourself. Number 5, quietly. Show him your ambition and watch him admire you. Have you ever felt like hiding your ambitions in a relationship, afraid they might make him feel overshadowed or intimidated? Brave women, let me ask you, why should you shrink yourself for someone else's comfort? What if the very thing you're holding back, the fire of your drive, your vision, your passion, could be the exact thing that makes him admire, respect, and pursue you even more? The truth is, a woman who knows her direction and quietly carves her path is irresistible to a man who understands her value. Here's the problem. Too often, women are told that ambition will push men away. The world whispers that a woman with dreams should tread carefully, lest her light dim someone else's. But let me remind you of this. A truly confident man isn't intimidated by your ambition. He's inspired by it. And the key to making him admire you isn't in shouting your goals from the rooftops, but in embodying quiet, relentless pursuit. This is the essence of Dark Stoic Psychology, harnessing the power of calm, strategic action to captivate his attention and spark his respect. Imagine for a moment a quiet river cutting through stone, not with noise, but with steady, unstoppable force. That's the kind of energy your ambition should carry. When you channel your drive through disciplined focus and controlled actions, you exude a magnetic strength that commands respect. As Epictetus, one of Stoicism's greats, once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Stop talking about your plans, brave women. Start showing them." You might be wondering, won't my ambition scare him away? Here's the truth most won't tell you. If a man is put off by your goals, it's because he was never secure enough to stand beside you. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches us that you don't lower yourself to fit someone else's expectations. You rise and let the right person meet you there. Your ambitions aren't just about success. They're about showing him that your life is fulfilling and complete with or without him. That confidence, it's intoxicating. Think about this. When he sees you investing in yourself, whether it's your career, your personal growth, or your passions, it sparks something primal. Men are drawn to women who have their own lives because it signals independence, a trait deeply rooted in Dark Stoic psychology. You're not asking for validation. You're quietly becoming a force of nature he cannot ignore. Picture this moment. You're immersed in a project, focused and determined, while he watches from the sidelines. You didn't ask for his attention, yet he's captivated by your determination. You're not just another woman in his life. You're the one who inspires him to strive for more. This is the silent power of ambition when wielded with confidence and grace. It's not about competing with him. It's about becoming someone so compelling that he wants to match your energy. But let me ask you another question. Are you holding back your dreams because you fear they'll overshadow him? If so, you're not just dimming your light. You're underestimating his ability to grow alongside you. The right man doesn't need you to shrink. He needs you to shine. And when you quietly show him your ambition, you're setting a standard. You're telling him, "This is the level I operate on. Can you rise with me?" Dark Stoic psychology reminds us that true power lies in self-mastery. Your ambition isn't about boasting or proving anything to anyone. It's about living a life aligned with your purpose. When you focus on your growth, you naturally shift the dynamic. Instead of chasing his validation, you become the woman who makes him want to earn yours. Here's another secret. You don't have to constantly talk about your goals for him to notice them. Men pay attention to what you do more than what you say. When your actions align with your vision, he'll see it. He'll respect it. And if he's the right man, he'll be inspired to elevate his own game to match yours. As you continue to build your life, remember this. Ambition isn't loud, but its impact is undeniable. It's not about shouting for attention. It's about creating a presence so undeniable that he can't look away. This is how Dark Stoic Psychology transforms not only how he sees you, but also how you see yourself. You're no longer waiting for his admiration. You're commanding it. Brave women, it's time to step into your power. Show him, not with words, but with action, that your life is a masterpiece in progress. Let him see your quiet ambition and feel inspired, not intimidated. And if he can't handle your light, let him step aside for someone who can. Now, I want you to declare your power. Comment, "My ambition is my strength below," and let the world know you're stepping into the energy of a woman who commands respect and admiration. Number 6, radiate self-love and make him value your worth. Brave women, let me ask you something. When did you last look in the mirror and truly see yourself? Not through the filter of someone else's expectations, not through the lens of insecurity, but as the powerful, unstoppable force you are. How often have you found yourself wondering, why doesn't he value me the way I deserve? The answer might surprise you. It starts with how you value yourself. The truth is, no man will ever see your worth if you're too busy questioning it yourself. Men are wired to respond to what they can't control. They are drawn to mystery, strength, and a quiet kind of confidence that doesn't need to prove itself. And this is where Dark Stoic Psychology becomes your ultimate ally. It teaches you to master your emotions, prioritize your peace, and project an unshakable sense of self-love that will make him see you as the rare and remarkable woman you are. Picture this. You are a flame, not the desperate, flickering kind that bends and stretches to stay alive, but a steady, glowing fire that warms the room without begging for attention. That's the energy of a woman who radiates self-love. It's the kind of energy that silently commands respect, intrigue, and admiration. Men are captivated by it, not because you're doing anything for them, but because you've become someone they can't help but chase. But let's get real. Self-love isn't about bubble baths or affirmations alone. It's about discipline. It's about refusing to let anyone, not even him, dictate your value. It's about recognizing that every time you overextend yourself, accept less than you deserve, or compromise your needs, you're dimming that flame. Dark Stoic Psychology reminds us, control begins with you. You cannot influence his mind until you master your own. Self-love is the foundation of that mastery. Now, you might be asking, how does loving myself make him value me? The answer lies in the signals you send. A woman who loves herself doesn't seek validation. She exudes it. She doesn't beg for time or attention. She chooses who gets hers. Men are biologically and psychologically attuned to value what they must earn. And when you radiate self-love, you create a dynamic where he knows your time, energy, and affection are privileges, not guarantees. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Think about that. The more you anchor yourself in your worth, the less his actions, or lack thereof, will sway you. Instead, your calm confidence will shift the dynamic. He'll feel it in the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you look at him as if to say, "I'm complete, with or without you." That's the kind of woman men don't just want, they can't stop thinking about. But self-love is not just about him. It's about you. It's about knowing that your worth isn't tied to how he treats you, but to how you treat yourself. Ask yourself, are you prioritizing your dreams, your goals, your happiness? Or are you waiting for him to give you permission to thrive? Let me tell you something. Fearless woman, you don't need his permission. You don't need his approval. You were not put on this earth to shrink yourself into a version of what he might like. You were born to stand tall, to chase your ambitions unapologetically, to be your own biggest champion. When you embody this mindset, something magical happens. You stop chasing him. You stop overthinking his every move. You stop bending over backward to keep him happy. Instead, you focus on creating a life so rich and fulfilling that he becomes the one who's eager to be part of it. That's the essence of Dark Stoic Psychology, shifting the focus inward to build a fortress of self-worth so strong that his attention is the result, not the goal. Here's a hard truth. A man cannot respect a woman who does not respect herself. If you're constantly doubting your value, he will too. But when you radiate self-love, when you carry yourself with the quiet assurance of someone who knows exactly what she brings to the table, you become unforgettable. You become the woman he doesn't just desire, but admires. The woman he strives to keep because he knows you don't need him. You choose him. So, brave woman, here's your challenge. Stop dimming your light to make someone else comfortable. Stand in your power. Let him see that you are a force to be reckoned with. And watch how everything changes. Are you ready to reclaim your worth and make him value it? Then start today by declaring it. Comment, "I am my own power," below, and claim the strength that's been inside you all along. If this resonated with you, give this video a like, subscribe to this channel, and join a sisterhood of unstoppable women rewriting their stories. The next strategy will take your journey even further. Don't miss it. Your power begins now. Number 7, listen smarter, not harder, and make him open up to you. Have you ever found yourself pouring your heart into a conversation, trying to connect with him, only to feel like you're hitting a wall? Does it seem like the more you talk, the more he shuts down, retreating into his own world, as though you're speaking two entirely different languages? Brave women, let me tell you something revolutionary. It's not about talking more, asking louder, or demanding clarity. The secret to unlocking his deepest thoughts and emotions lies in how you listen. Not harder, but smarter. Men often guard their emotions with the precision of a fortress. They don't reveal their vulnerabilities easily because society teaches them to equate silence with strength. But here's where Dark Stoic Psychology becomes your greatest ally. It's not about forcing him to open the gates to his inner world. It's about mastering the art of influence so subtly that he chooses to open up on his own. The right way of listening isn't passive. It's a form of quiet power that can change the entire dynamic of your relationship. Picture this. A river doesn't wear down a rock by shouting at it. It shapes it through persistence, flow, and presence. That's what listening smarter is. It's about creating a space where he feels so understood, so respected, that the barriers he's built begin to crumble. And when they do, he'll come to you, not because you demanded it, but because your energy made him feel safe, valued, and seen. Listening smarter begins with presence. Brave women, when you're in a conversation, are you truly there? Or are you waiting for your turn to speak, scrolling through responses in your mind like a checklist? Men are highly attuned to this subtle lack of focus, and it can shut them down instantly. Dark Stoic Psychology teaches us that true influence comes from being fully present in the moment. When you lock eyes with him, nod gently, and offer your undivided attention, you're sending a message more powerful than words. I respect you. I'm here with you. But listening smarter doesn't stop at hearing words. It's about hearing what's beneath them. Men are masters of unspoken communication. They might not always articulate their fears, dreams, or doubts, but their body language, tone, and hesitations reveal volumes. Pay attention to his pauses, the way his voice shifts when he talks about certain topics. These are the cracks in the armor of Stoicism that only a brave woman like you can perceive. You might be asking, but what if he still doesn't talk? Here's where the subtlety of Dark Stoic Psychology comes into play. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can say is nothing at all. Silence, when used strategically, invites him to fill the space. It tells him you're not just listening to respond, you're listening to understand. And understanding is a form of power that pulls him closer. Think about it like this. Have you ever had someone listen to you so deeply that you felt truly seen? That's what men crave, even if they don't realize it. Brave women. When you become that person for him, you elevate your connection to a level that others can't touch. As Friedrich Nietzsche said, silence is worse. All truths that are kept silent become poisonous. By creating a safe space for his truth, you remove the poison and foster growth. Listening smarter also means validating his emotions without rushing to fix them. If he shares a frustration or struggle, resist the urge to jump in with solutions. Instead, acknowledge his feelings. I can see why that's tough for you. Or, it makes sense you'd feel that way. These simple affirmations carry immense weight because they show that you value his experience without trying to control it. When he feels this respect, his admiration for you grows. Now let's tie this back to Stoicism. The core of Stoic philosophy is emotional discipline, mastering your reactions and focusing on what you can control. When you listen smarter, you embody this principle. You're not reacting impulsively or letting your emotions dictate the conversation. You're staying calm, composed, and intentional, which makes him feel grounded in your presence. But let's get real. Listening smarter isn't just about him. It's about you stepping into your own power. When you listen deeply, you develop a confidence that comes from truly understanding others. You're no longer trying to prove yourself or force a connection. You're radiating quiet strength, and that strength is magnetic. Brave women, here's your challenge. The next time you're in a conversation with him, pause. Let him speak without interruption. Listen with your heart as much as your ears. Watch how his energy shifts, how he begins to open up in ways he never has before. This is the silent power of Dark Stoic Psychology, the ability to influence not by force, but by understanding. Number 8, show thoughtful gratitude and make him feel unforgettable. Brave women, have you ever felt like your appreciation goes unnoticed? Or worse, like it's undervalued? You give, you acknowledge, you pour your heart out, yet somehow it feels like he doesn't truly feel the depth of your gratitude. What if I told you that gratitude, when done thoughtfully and with purpose, is not just a kind gesture, but a silent force that can make him feel so unforgettable, he'll be compelled to chase the connection you share? The secret lies in mastering the art of Dark Stoic Psychology, a powerful combination of ancient wisdom and modern understanding of male behavior. It's not about overloading him with praise or making him the center of your world. It's about showing gratitude in ways that speak to his soul, leaving an indelible mark on his heart and mind. Gratitude isn't just saying thank you. It's the quiet recognition of his efforts, the subtle appreciation for his presence, and the ability to make him feel seen without compromising your own strength. Think of gratitude as a spark that, when struck thoughtfully, ignites admiration and respect. Marcus Aurelius once said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Now imagine applying this principle to your relationship. When you show him that you see not just what he does, but who he is, you create a bond that's impossible to ignore. It's not about grand gestures. It's about the moments that matter most, the ones he'll remember long after. Picture this. He does something seemingly small, like picking up your favorite snack without being asked, or sending you a thoughtful message during his busy day, instead of brushing it off as routine. Take a moment to acknowledge it with intention. Look him in the eye and say, "I see the little things you do, and they mean more to me than words can express." These simple, deliberate words hold the weight of your sincerity, making him feel like the most valued man alive. Some of you might wonder, but isn't gratitude just basic politeness? Why should I focus so much on it? Here's the truth. When done thoughtfully, gratitude becomes an art, a form of Dark Stoic Psychology that taps into his deepest need to feel appreciated and significant. Men thrive on feeling respected and needed. When you express your gratitude in ways that touch those primal instincts, you trigger a response that makes him want to give even more, to invest further in the relationship. It's not about stroking his ego. It's about showing him that his efforts don't go unnoticed by a woman who values herself enough to recognize true worth. Let's get one thing clear. Gratitude isn't about diminishing your power. In fact, it amplifies it. When you express appreciation with confidence and poise, you're saying, "I see you, and I value what you bring to the table." But here's the twist. It's not one-sided. Gratitude is also about teaching him how to appreciate you. Every time you show him thoughtful gratitude, you're subtly modeling what it looks like to recognize value. Over time, he learns to mirror that behavior, and the dynamic becomes one of mutual respect and admiration. The beauty of Dark Stoic Psychology is in its ability to balance vulnerability with strength. Gratitude doesn't make you weak. It makes you magnetic. Imagine standing in a storm, unshaken, and offering a smile of calm gratitude to the man trying to protect you from the rain. That's the kind of energy that lingers in his mind. It's not about relying on him. It's about making him feel like his efforts are worth it. All while you remain firmly rooted in your own power. You might think, what if he takes my gratitude for granted? What if he doesn't reciprocate? Brave women. That's where your strength lies. Gratitude isn't about seeking validation. It's about owning your worth and knowing that your ability to recognize effort elevates both you and the relationship. If he doesn't value that, then you've uncovered a truth that's better faced now than later. The right man will cherish the woman who sees and appreciates him, not out of obligation, but because she chooses to. Now, take this challenge to heart. The next time he does something, big or small, show him thoughtful gratitude. Let it be authentic, direct, and tied to his unique efforts. At the same time, hold your boundaries and remember, gratitude is powerful, but only when it's given by a woman who knows her own value. This isn't about making him your focus. It's about creating a dynamic where he feels inspired to step up, to be the man who's worthy of your appreciation. Before we move forward, I want you to claim your power in the comments. Write, "I make him unforgettable," below to declare your strength and intention. Conclusion. Brave women, your power lies in how you make him feel, not through grand gestures or endless sacrifices, but by mastering the art of thoughtful gratitude. When you recognize his efforts with authenticity and intention, you tap into Dark Stoic Psychology, silently compelling him to value you like never before. Gratitude isn't weakness. It's your unshakable strength, showing him he's unforgettable while reinforcing your own worth. The right man will rise to your level when you show him that his actions matter, all while holding your own power firmly intact. If this message resonates, like this video and share it with every woman who deserves to stand in her strength. Subscribe now and join a movement of brave women reclaiming their worth. Let's rise together.